The second Eclogue of Virgil, translated by John Dryden. The argument. The commentators can by no means agree on the person of Alexis, but are all of the opinion that some beautiful youth is meant by him, to whom Virgil here makes love, in Corydon's language and simplicity. His way of courtship is wholly pastoral. He complains of the boy's coyness, recommends himself for his beauty and skill in piping, invites the youth into the country where he promises him the diversions of the place, with a suitable present of nuts and apples. But when he finds nothing will prevail, he resolves to quit his troublesome amour, and betake himself again to his former business. Young Corydon, the unhappy shepherd swain, the fair Alexis loved, but loved in vain, and underneath the beechen shade alone, thus to the woods and mountains made his moan. Is this unkind Alexis my reward, and must I die unpitied and unheard? Now the green lizard in the grove is laid, the sheep enjoy the coolness of the shade, and the stillest wild thyme and garlic beats, for harvest hinds o'erspent with toil and heats, while in the scorching sun I trace in vain thy flying footsteps o'er the burning plain. The creaking locusts with my voice conspire, they fried with heat and I with fierce desire. How much more easy was it to sustain proud Amaryllis in her haughty reign. The scorns of young Menalcas once my care, though he was black and thou art heavenly fair. Trust not too much to that enchanting face. Beauty's a charm, but soon the charm will pass. White lilies lie neglected on the plain, while dusky hyacinths for use remain. My passion is thy scorn, nor wilt thou know what wealth I have, what gifts I can bestow, what stores my dairy and my folds contain, 1,000 lambs that wander on the plain, new milk that all the winter never fails, and all the summer overflows the pails. Amphion sung not sweeter to his herd when summoned stones the Theban turrets reared. Nor am I so deformed, for late I stood upon the margin of the briny flood. The winds were still, and if the glass be true, with Daphnis I may vie, though judged by you. Oh, leave the noisy town, oh come and see our country cots, and live content with me, to wound the flying deer, and from their coats with me to drive afield the browsing goats. To pipe and sing, and in our country strain to copy, or perhaps contend with Pan. Pan taught to join with wax unequal reeds. Pan loves the shepherds, and their flocks he feeds. Nor scorn the pipe, Amyntas to be taught, with all his kisses would my skill have bought. Of 7 smooth joints a mellow pipe I have, with which his dying breath Demoitus gave, and said, This Corydon I leave to thee, for only thou deservest it after me. His eyes Amyntas durst not upward lift, for much he grudged the praise, but more the gift. Besides, 2 kids that in the valley strayed I found by chance into my fold conveyed. They drain 2 bagging udders every day, and these shall be companions of thy play. Both flecked with white the true Arcadian strain, which Thestilis had often begged in vain. And she shall have them if again she sues, since you the giver and the gift refuse. Come to my longing arms, my lovely care, and take the presents which the nymphs prepare. White lilies in full canisters they bring, with all the glories of the purple spring. The daughters of the flood have searched the mead for violets pale, and cropped the poppy's head. The short narcissus and fair daffodil, pansies to please the sight, and cassia sweet to smell, and set soft hyacinths with iron blue, to shade marsh marigolds of shining hue. Some bound in order, others loosely strewed, to dress thy bower, and trim thy new abode. Myself will search our planted grounds at home, for downy peaches and the glossy plum, and thrash the chestnuts in the neighboring grove, such as my Amaryllis used to love. The laurel and the myrtle sweets agree, and both in nosegays shall be bound for thee. Ah, Corydon, ah, poor unhappy swain, Alexis will thy homely gifts disdain. Nor shouldst thou offer all thy little store, will rich Aeolus yield but offer more. What have I done to name that wealthy swain? So powerful are his presents, mine so mean. The boar amidst my crystal streams I bring, and southern winds to blast my flowery spring. Ah, cruel creature, whom dost thou despise? The gods to live in woods have left the skies, and godlike Paris in the Idaean grove to Priam's wealth preferred Oenone's love. In cities which she built let Pallas reign. Towers are for gods, but forests for the swain. The greedy lioness the wolf pursues, the wolf the kid, the wanton kid the browse. Alexis, thou art chased by Corydon. All follow several games, and each his own. See, from afar the fields no longer smoke, the sweating steers unharnessed from the yoke bring as in triumph back the crooked plough. The shadows lengthen as the sun goes low. Cool breezes now the raging heats remove. Ah, cruel heaven, that made no cure for love! I wish for balmy sleep, but wish in vain. Love has no bounds in pleasure or in pain. What frenzy, shepherd, has thy soul possessed? Thy vineyard lies half pruned and half undressed. Quench, Corydon, thy long unanswered fire. Mind what the common wants of life require. On willow twigs employ thy weaving care, and find an easier love, though not so fair.